in and out with me while I finally talk about my journey of how I became a full-time content creator. Let's start at the very beginning because I feel like my journey to content creation was somewhat uncommon. When I graduated high school and went to college, I decided I wanted to do photography while I was going through college. I've always loved photography. My mom had a camera growing up and I would always take it and go take pictures with my friends. Shout out to them because I look back and I'm like, ooh, those pictures are scary looking. Not because of them, they're gorgeous, but because of my edits. They loaded this with lettuce. I got a double protein style, animal style. First bite is pure lettuce. I posted consistently on Instagram, and when TikTok came out, I think I started posting in like 2020 for my photography page, and it was doing well. Like, I was getting quite a few bookings. I was keeping busy with it. I did have another job at a clothing store in college. Eventually, it was more worth it to leave that job and focus solely on photography. Also, you are missing out if you're not getting these chilies on the side. They're so good. I don't know how people eat in their car. I'm like so worried I'm gonna spill. I also don't get spread on my burger, and I get spread on the side because I don't like it with every single bite. I can't do it, you guys. I'm gonna spill. Anyway, did photography in college, posted a ton on Instagram and on TikTok. I won't get too much into that or the little details because I need to keep it brief because a lot has happened. A couple years ago, I think at the end of 2022, I loved posting lifestyle things that didn't necessarily fit into the photography niche. So I created a separate account. I posted on TikTok. I was super consistent for a while, but the growth was slow at first. Then I kind of was less consistent. And if you know me, you know I've always loved food. I feel like food didn't exactly fit into the lifestyle niche because there's so much to share about food. So I created another separate account for food. I started posting what I'm eating and a video took off, and from there I just kept going and it kept doing well. It was really seeing the growth on that account where I was like, okay, it's possible. So then on my main account, which is this one, I started posting more consistently. I also shared my nail journey on this account, which is the thing that I feel like also kind of took off. People loved seeing nail day videos. Something I did with social media is I looked at what did well and I like replicated that. Like, my nail day video did well, okay, I'm gonna do more nail day videos. And obviously I kind of tweak my approach on every single one. So now we have my photography account, my food account, and my lifestyle account. I also have Instagram and YouTube for all the accounts. Not so much my photography on YouTube, but over all of the platforms, all of the accounts, I have close to 2 million followers. And I say that so that you know if I can do it, you can do it too. I can't eat and talk at the same time, at least not with this topic. My husband received word that he was accepted into medical school, and as soon as that happened and we knew we were moving to California, I was like, okay, it's grind time. I forgot to mention before, we were struggling a little bit to make ends meet. We ended up moving out of our apartment and moving in with my husband's parents. My in-laws are the best. That time in our life was so fun. It was so helpful because we didn't really have to worry about rent, which is such a big expense. Kind of allowed us some time to figure things out, which, like I said, I'm forever thankful for. Once we received news that we were moving to California, I just decided to go for it. I had already seen success on my food account, already started to see success on my photography account and my main account, kept going with those. And you guys, what I've learned from everything, and I know you hear this all the time and you're gonna roll your eyes, but it truly is about consistency. But what they don't tell you is with consistency, you will improve. The quality of your content will improve because if you look at what works and what doesn't and replicate and get inspiration from what is working, the quality of your content and your content in general, it will get so much better over time, but you have to start somewhere. I look back to my first reels on my photography page, even my first videos on my main account on TikTok. I'm like, that is so cringy. Like, I thought my content was good. I was like, this is so good. Why isn't it getting more views? Girl, it was not good. We all have to start somewhere and you can't expect to be perfect right away. I'm still learning so much every day. And you know what people don't really talk about either? It's literally all about a formula. Consistency, looking at your analytics, see what does well, seeing what doesn't, and replicating and getting inspiration from what does well, and talking to the camera. That's the formula. I know it sounds easier than it actually is. It is hard to stay consistent. It is hard to talk to the camera, especially when you've never done it before. I'm not even close to where I want to be yet, but I'm also appreciating where I'm at. And you know what? Even if I'm improving by 1%, 0.5% every day, that's great. Progress over perfection. I feel like that was all over the place, and I probably need to make like a longer YouTube video on this, but rapid firing a couple last thoughts. I know something that stops a lot of people is hate. And yes, it still blows my mind that there are people in this world that literally their whole mission in life is to create fake accounts and hate on other people and say things that aren't even true. I just think like, this person doesn't even know me. Social media is like, what, a few minutes out of every day? People just make assumptions. People will hate. I don't understand it, but it's not a reflection on you. It's literally a reflection of them. Yeah, although I'm still like, like, I can't believe there are people like that. It doesn't affect me. Like, I know that's not who I am. And over time, I think you just learn how to like I just block them right away. Like, it doesn't matter. For editing content, I use CapCut. I've also heard that InShot is good, but I primarily use CapCut. If you're looking to get into content creation, you're like really looking to start, I would post to Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Who knows if TikTok is gonna stick around, but if you're making the same videos, I would post them to multiple platforms. I wish I would have done that when I first started. I've just recently been more active on like YouTube and Instagram. And also, you need to be okay with your content not doing super well at first. It's gonna happen. It's happened to all of us. You're gonna be like, why isn't my content getting views? Like, this is going nowhere. Why am I doing this? I promise, just keep going. You have to commit and you cannot give up. Another thing I feel like people don't understand about social media, and I didn't understand it when I first started because I literally jumped in without knowing anything. Like, I have learned this truly all through experience. But you don't make your income just from one platform. There's the TikTok Creator Rewards program, which actually pays you for views. The videos have to be over a minute long, and you really only get paid for like half of the views. They're called qualified views. I can get more into this in a future video. Amazon affiliates, so like links through Amazon storefront. YouTube, you have to get like a lot of views. There are some qualifications before you can monetize. I'm still not monetized on my main account for YouTube, but I am for my food account. Haven't made a ton on that one yet because I'm still working on building it up, because like I said, I was late to post to YouTube, but we're getting there. And then I'm also kind of still new to this, but other affiliate links like Shop My, Like to Know It, affiliate links with companies. Then the big one that people talk about is brand partnerships, and that's typically where majority of income comes for creators. And honestly, that is so smart of brands to do that, because creators have already built their community. They've already built an audience that trusts them. Like, think about it. Instead of that product like being on a billboard and like promoting it that way, you pass a billboard and you're like, who cares? Like, that company is just trying to scream in my face. But going through a creator or someone you love, someone you know and trust, when they've already built that audience and they talk about that brand, like, it's just genius, and it's so worth it for brands. And I think it's so smart. That's something I've just recently started to get into as well. I've waited to make this video and I haven't really talked about it because I'm one where I won't talk about something until I know it works. Like, I'm not gonna say something works and promise you something when I haven't done it myself or I don't even know how it works. But now that I've experienced multiple aspects of content creation and actually making money from it, I feel like I now can share. I hope in some way that was helpful. If you have any specific questions, I can totally answer them. But the key takeaways are: decide what you want to post, what you'll love sharing, because if you don't love it, it's gonna be hard to stay consistent and it's gonna feel more like a chore. Create your content and post it, but also don't be selfish. When I say you've got to look at what works and what doesn't, that's where I'm talking about not being selfish, because you've got to see what your audience enjoys watching and make more of that. And once you do that, you can also share more of other things and they'll start to care about it too. After you've kind of established yourself, talk to the camera, just start. I promise you'll get better over time. Stay consistent, never give up. If you miss a day or two, it's not the end of the world. Consistency truly is key, because with consistency, everything else falls into place. You're not comfortable, you know you're getting out of your comfort zone, and that's a good place to be. You're growing, you're learning. From there, the growth is exponential. I honestly have so many more thoughts. And like I said, I'll probably end up making a longer YouTube video about this because I feel like I'm just kind of throwing random facts out there. But if you take anything from this, let it be the takeaways. Also, that if I can do it, you can do it too, because I knew absolutely nothing and have just learned by doing. You've got this. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. I'm gonna go warm up my food because I just don't trust myself eating in the car. Love you guys.